in this incredible BMW E92 Eurofighter, driven previously by the one and only Nikolass Bertans, 900 horsepower, V8 underneath the bonnet as he comes through the gears. A new deal for Nikolass Bertans this year, getting that deal with HGG Racing and piloting this car, but way offline. They can see that inner zone underneath the middle of the car, so bleeding points already, and you can see him having to work that car, slow it down on the handbrake as he now gets into this long outside zone. Some nerves creeping in here for Bertans. Said that the car needed quite a lot of changes overnight to suit his driving style, but nevertheless makes it round.
Yeah, definitely a very different driving style than the original pilot of Kristoff's.
Yeah, 4.5 on his first qualifying run. Sees him in 23rd position at the moment. Comes off the line, incredible HGK carbon Kevlar Eurofighter, screams through the gears. That V8 absolutely turned up to 11 this weekend as he lights up the rear tyres into that first outside zone. Now flicks that car to angle. Really nice line as he comes through. Can he get it nice and deep? As he fires on big angle, but he's going to sacrifice an outside zone there as he pops over that weird part of the circuit into this outside zone, puts a back bumper deep into the wall, but saves it, keeps a hold of it, and Bertans brings it across the line.
When you're throwing a car that hard with that much angle, looks really good on the style points, looks really good on the angle. But the issue is that if you are
in this new carbon Kevlar BMW Eurofighter, has to just complete a by run, which again, I'll state it again, just initiate, drift the first corner, and then you can shut the car down. Some drivers might opt to use the whole circuit, but the way things are going today, I think most guys are just going to initiate, do the first corner and shut the car down. And rightfully so.
Not knick-knack.
Not knick-knack. Well, I mean, maybe after that drop of a wheel on outside zone 1, he might want to fill the rest of the track out.
I would use this opportunity. For me, the track changes so much here as the rubber goes down, as the weather changes everything. Why not put that lap down? Because the other part is we do have a break after top 32. There's an extended amount of time, especially being an early driver.
The Frenchman slams that Subaru BRZ into gear, looks for the green light, creeps off the line as Nikolass Bertans leads them down the gauntlet into that initiation zone, firing through the gears. Nice flick to angle from Nikolass Bertans, and he gets on the throttle. Jason Benet, a little lost in the smoke, but he tucks up on the inside and goes for an early transition, but he's going to be on the inside, and he loses some ground to Nikolass Bertans. They fire back, good transition. Jason Benet trying to make up some lost ground, but he's all mistimed and he's out of formation. He puts the car into a spin as Bertans fulfills the outside zone. Job done for the Latvian.
Wow, coming out swinging right off the bat. Nikolass Bertans, that was nuts. Jason Benet shaking his head.
Well, there we go. Ready to go. Jason Benet to lead out Nikolass Bertans, and Bertans a little side by side, not letting the Frenchman get away. As Jason Benet goes for a nice flick to angle, but look at that from Bertans, already on it, big dive straight onto the door, as the Latvian now hunts down the Frenchman on the transition, onto the rear wheel he goes, as Nikolass Bertans positions that BMW perfectly, and it's a nice lead line so far from Jason Benet, as Nikolass Bertans now fires onto the inside. He's going to have to wait to get onto the door and into the outside zone. He gets there in the end, and the door-to-door, a little touch before they cross the line.
It all almost went wrong for Bertans. I mean, through that run, I was very concerned with how fast and snappy that BMW is. Could he hold it back? Could he contain all of the horsepower and grip and energy that it's got? Things start breaking, and we've seen that a lot.
We certainly have. Well, here we go. Looks like we are track clear and ready to send cars. It's going to be Nikolass Bertans to lead out Espen Road. Espen Road, the lower qualifier, sits in that chase position as Nikolass Bertans now flicks that carbon Kevlar Eurofighter right to the edge of the circuit. He's almost put it into a spin, but he holds on to it as Nikolass Bertans now fires down, tries to get himself back on that qualifying line. Espen Road now in the wall, and a replication of Fionn Roche. Nikolass Bertans going to finish out the run same way as Jarkko Jula did. And he's going to pull up and see that the young Norwegian's buried into the wall. Nikolass Bertans now, an older gentleman, a man that's grown into this sport, sits alongside James Dean with only one mindset, and that's to take him down and get into the final here at his home event. James Dean off the line in that Ford Mustang RTR, screams through the gears and flicks it left to right. It's V8 versus V8 on circuit. Ford versus BMW, and look at this for Bertans, aggressive on the transition through the smoke as they go wide, look for the transition back. Bertans almost taking both of them off circuit. He goes for another dive again. This is unbelievable from Nikolass Bertans as he dives on the door of the Mustang, pushes James Dean across the line. Wow. James Dean now going to repay the favour, try and put a tyre mark on the door of that BMW as they come off the line and through the gears. Bertans to lead out James Dean, tyres smoking from the get-go. Look at that from Dean. down on the initiation already. But Bertans in and out of that first zone. But look at this from James Dean, no messing around. Gives Bertans the room to manoeuvre as he punches through the smoke once again. Bertans now fires to the outside zone. Dean almost takes the back end off the BMW. As James Dean looks for the door, looks for the logo. Can he give it a hit? He can. As Bertans puts the bumper on the wall.
Oh, Lee, I mean,
podium last weekend in America. He's riding that wave. He's feeling that luck. The rub of the green, the Irish. Can it come through this weekend? Can he claw some points back in this year, in this championship? They come off the line and through the gears and down to initiation as Bertans fires it in. There's no shaking Shanahan with angle because he's the master of it this weekend. As Shanahan pops through the smoke, looks for the side of that BMW as they fire. Shanahan gets it into the wall. Lost into the smoke. Shanahan left in a cloud of dust as Nikolass Bertans puts the back end of that BMW to the wall and across the line.
Another wild series of events, and we've had these incidents happen so many times now, and so many different